What up, everybody? JP here once again, and continuing on with the Leatherface films, we move into Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. It was directed by Jeff Burr, who also directed some sequels like Pumpkinhead 2, Stepfather 2, Puppet Master 4 and 5. He did a few sequels. The film was released in 1990. It has a tagline of "The Saw is Family." Um, so yeah, this film I watched it last night. I was a little bit tired, so it is a tad bit foggy in my mind right now. I'll try my best to remember what I wanted to say and details of the film. Um, this film is kind of see, the weird thing with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is part 2 is really the only direct sequel. The other films in the series are kind of like half sequel, half remake, mostly remake, and then you have a straight up remake, and then you have a prequel to a remake. So it's kind of weird. This one's kind of a, they try to explain it in the opening narration. Um, they don't do the greatest job explaining how this one's connected to the first one, and it's not a remake, but it's a cool film nonetheless. I enjoy it. Um, the story's pretty, basic also. You have a couple, I think they're a couple, there's some like uh, a guy and a girl, and they're going across Texas. Um, they stop at a gas station. They run into some colorful characters, members of the family, and they get spooked out of it pretty quick. They take off. They end up crashing their car along with Ken Foree down the road later that night. They ran into Leatherface also. Um, and yeah, that's basically the start. That then it's them three battling the family throughout the movie. That's pretty much the story. This one, you have the family. They're kind of they're not as strong. They're not really forgettable, but they're not as strong as the Chop Top and the Hitchhiker and the Cook. They're just not as they don't jump out as much and really shine in as characters. The first one, you have Tex, who is all right. I mean, he's really not anything super interesting. You have Alfredo, who's kind of funny. He's probably the most. He almost reminds you of, like, he could have been the brother, another brother of the Hitchhiker and Chop Top, or like a cousin or something. He seems similar to those characters. Not as good, but he was alright. Then you have Tink, I think, something like that. Nothing too special there. Leatherface, on the other hand, is pretty dope in this one. I kind of like the look of the mask and stuff a little bit. He isn't as good as the first Leatherface in the first film, but I think I like this one as one of the best in the series. There's a scene where he reminds me more of like a kid, and there's a scene where he is messing with this like little child's toy that is supposed to teach you how to like spell or something, and it shows a picture and you're supposed to type in what the picture is. A clown pops up, and he keeps typing in food. He gets really pissed off because it's like saying you got the wrong answer and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. But there's a cool scene at the beginning of the film, the opening credits, where he's sewing up his mask, which is really well done scene there. I really like that one. Almost reminded me of like Freddy from the Elm Street series, where he's doing the glove and stuff. Which this is actually, I think this was picked up by the franchise was picked up by New Line Cinema, and this was their first film that they did of this series. Um, yeah, so other characters, you have a mom character. Yeah, she was alright. She had one of those things where, yeah, you talk through a like microphone thing in your throat or whatever. I don't know what they are, but she had one of those. Then you got a little girl who was actually she looked familiar. I looked this up. She played the young Tina Shepard in Friday the 13th Part 7. Um, So yeah, that she wasn't that good at acting, but it was an alright character. Then you have Grandpa, who I feel like they wasted his character. I always liked the Grandpa character. He was just kind of actually dead in this one, I think. Um, but yeah, I don't really know, like, if it is a sequel. They got one, huge ass family. But it's more of a remake, I guess. I wish there could have been more like gore and like blood and stuff in this one, but there really wasn't too much. I wish there could have been a few more kills and stuff. There was a few plot holes and stuff, which they kind of can get to you, I guess. They don't really bother me so much because I just kind of like the film. And yeah, I did hear that there was a lot more gore footage like filmed or whatever, but it was cut out. Um, let me think here. Overall, though, I mean, it's pretty cool. Leatherface has like kind of a new gimmick type thing where he has this leg that has like a brace on it and it squeaks when he's getting close. I thought that was kind of interesting. He got a badass chainsaw on this one, all chromed out. Says this saw his family. Just looks really sweet. I wish they would have got to use it more on people. But Ken Foree is one of the high points of the film. He really is the star to me. He feels like the lead. He's a badass survivalist who got a AR-15 or something in his Jeep. He got some like medical stuff, like painkillers and stuff. He's doctoring people up. Then I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you got the couple. The lead girl wasn't that great to me. I think that she was probably the weakest out of the three films. You got Carolyn Williams, who played Stretch. I thought she was awesome in part two, and then you have Sally from part one, who was awesome. This chick's kind of forgettable. Her boyfriend or whatever he was a little bit funny. But really it was Ken Foree who really shined. So I guess that's about it for the review. It's a solid entry. It could have been better, but there's really not a whole lot wrong with it. Just a few plot holes and stuff. I would probably rate it a 3.5 out of 5. Most people would probably like it more than the second one, but I prefer the second one to this one, even though this one's pretty solid. So I guess I'll see you guys in definitely the worst film in the series, and that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. So see you guys then.